Welcome to Zasalamel's top 15 moves. Rather than counting down to the best move, I thought it would be better to order this list in a way that would allow me to explain his game plan. First off, keep in mind that while tools like AA, BB, 2A, 2K and generic grabs are all incredibly important and could well make a list of the top 15 most important moves for any character, that's not what anyone wants to see on a list like this, so these are all going to be Zasalamel specific tools. Let's get into it. Your main tool for applying a curse, 6K is 12 frames, which is where the vast majority of characters, including Zasalamel, get their fastest move. Because of this, 6K is multi-purpose. It's your main block punisher at 12 frames, and it's also your main tool to interrupt the opponent's offense. It knocks down on counter hit, and when it counters a fast move, it has a lethal hit knockdown into disgusting follow-ups with Timestop combos. It's also recently been discovered that 6K will lethal hit when fast moves whiff, not only when it counter hits them. It's minus 12 on block, so keep in mind that a sharp opponent will get a small punish on this. 6-6B is a fast, long-range, vertical mid that hits grounded. It's safe on block, it has good advantage on hit, and it's also a launcher on counter hit. If your opponent doesn't have a bar of meter when you achieve a counter hit, you get a lethal hit for even better combo damage. .6.6B might have your opponent feeling like they want to step in the mid-range, but 6.6A is a long-range mid-horizontal, so it's the best of all worlds, and on hit it guarantees a 6K for a curse. The option coverage on this move is crazy. It can be used if they're ducking, if they're stepping, or it can be used as a whiff punish. It's minus 14 on block, which just means a small punish for most characters, but against some, Sophie in particular, the risk-reward ratio on the move in that matchup is a bit different. You can, however, do 6-6A hold, which does make the move completely safe on block, and it's going to take an incredibly sharp opponent on a read to GI or reversal edge in the gap. .1B is a fast, ground-hitting vertical low that does good damage. It's slightly minus on hit, but it does have a bit of pushback, so it could be considered neutral. On counter hit, you get a small combo. But most importantly, 1B is one of your main Timestop moves. When you have one or more curses on your opponent, you press 1BB to activate the Timestop. This gives you varying frame advantage depending on how many curses you have. For instance, 1B with one curse gives you big frame advantage, but not enough to get anything guaranteed. And on block, it's almost safe to the entire cast. At minus 10 on block with pushback, only the very select few characters with 10 frame AAs can punish this at all when their backs are to the wall, and only Raphael can always punish this on block. With two curses is when 1BB starts to get really juicy. This is neutral on block and gives guaranteed follow-ups. In the open, I would suggest using 3AB, which is a move we'll get to later. It will pull them in your face with plus frames. This is also the max damage option. However, at a ring edge, you can get 4-6B, which is just an unseeable low insta-kill basically. And with 3 curses, 1BB is plus 10 on block, and in the open you can get 4-4A plus B, which is a full launch. So it's easy to start to see why gaining curses is so important for Zasalamel. .4.6B is an incredible and multi-purpose tool. A 16 frame mid that goes under highs and rings out. It has really strong range, making it an incredible 16 frame block punisher. And it rings out from quite a few steps forward. The just frame version does extra damage and it hits grounded. You may have started to realise how disgusting Zasalamel's going to be when he has the ring edge with 2 curses, because you're literally going to have to guess between an unseeable low, which will ring you out, and 4-6B, an unseeable mid, which will ring you out. This is really gross, even though a raw 4-6B is minus 16 on block, so fairly heavily punishable. And it gets even better for Zasalamel because when he has curses you can do 4-6BB, making it safe, even with 1 curse. And with more than 1, you can get some disgusting combos when you're near the wall. B is a sidestepping mid launcher that goes under highs, making it an incredibly evasive launcher that also hits grounded. You can hold the 2-2 or 8-8 8-way run for as long as you like and press B whenever, which makes whiff confirming incredibly easy, and with Zasalamel's ability to ring out in combos even over lower walls, high aerial states like this are very important for the character. It is minus 16 on block, making it fairly punishable, as it should be, but it is still pretty rare for characters to be able to launch at minus 16. A+B is a good ranged mid launcher that's only minus 12 on block with some pushback, meaning it's incredibly safe for what it does. This launch has huge reverse ring out potential, and if your opponent tries to backstep away from you in this position, you get a lethal hit for disgusting damage. One of the key components of Zasalamel's scythe-based fighting style is his ability to pull his opponent towards him on block, and 6AA does this with huge plus frames, allowing you to mix them up or set up frame traps. On counter hit, 6AA sends them behind for a mini combo. On normal hit, the string jails, putting you in this +6 situation guaranteed, but on block the string doesn't jail, so the opponent, if they're sharp, can duck and punish the second hit. That's where 6AB comes in, a safe, high mid string that allows you to not get punished and is also extremely plus on hit if it does land. Much like 6AA, this is not natural on normal hit, they can block the second, but on counter hit it is totally guaranteed. And if the first hit of 6A happens to whiff and the B lands, you get a lethal hit for a full combo. Another of Zasalamel's pull-in moves, 3AB is a horizontal mid-mid that's +2 on hit and pulls the opponent right into the range for 6k and throws and other things that only work at a very close range. On counter hit, it throws the opponent behind you for really powerful back-turned O-kick. Here's a tiny little look at Zasalamel's back-turned vortex, which is something I'll cover soon. Zasalamel might have the best overall toolkit for reverse ring-outs in the game, and 3AB is definitely one of them. A 16 frame mid that only has to counter hit them pressing a button or taking a step to kill them when you're at the ring edge. It's ridiculous. This time around they cannot duck 3AB, but it is punishable on block at -16. But we do once again have a couple of ways around this. 3AB hold is neutral on block, forcing your opponent into a situation where the player with the right read wins, but you're going to be the one who was ready for it. However, 3AB can be stepped in between, GI'd or reversal edged. However, as you can tell, they're going to have a hard read and be incredibly sharp to pull this off. The other option is 3AK, a natural mid-high string with a lot of plus frames on hit, that's heavily minus, but still just about safe on block. This string actually has a soul charge extension, which gives you a full combo. Keep in mind that as a mid-high that doesn't jail, they can duck and punish. Mixing up your options is key. 6BB is a pull-in move with different utility. It gives you plus frames on hit, but you don't get any mix-ups on block. However, when it lands at tip range, you get a lethal hit for a full combo. And when they block the move, you do get something of a reward, because 6BB is Zasalamel's premium guard damage tool, and also the best move that you want to use to guard crush the opponent, as it allows you to get a fully charged 4-4B combo, which is the optimal guard crush combo for Zasalamel. It's nice to be able to pull in some of the slower characters in the game, but it's also nice to push out some of the faster ones. 4B plus K is a mid-mid jailing string that has a huge pushback on block, making the fact that it's minus 16 totally irrelevant. It's a premium keep out tool for Zasalamel. If your opponent immediately tries to press after, you can set up big whiff punishes, with 2-2B for instance, and as an extra reward on counter hit, it throws them behind you for a full combo, or for a reverse ring out. B plus K is a ridiculously slow mid-break attack that gives a curse on block. However, there are a couple ways that you can cancel this. With G, you can cancel at any point into an immediate guard. Even better than this is B plus K, which is a fast release of the move, which is plus 4 on block, gives a curse, beats out guard impact and reversal edge, and at the wall, plus 4 is amazing for you because the pushback is irrelevant. And while we can't really go in depth on his wall game in this video, trust me, you want curses at the wall. It's good to set this up after combos when they're going to be waking up hesitant for your attacks. Having plus 4 and a curse on block is not a situation your opponent's going to be comfortable with. You can set up frame traps and mix up here. When in Soul Charge, A plus B essentially puts out a huge bubble on screen, which pulls the opponent in at plus 6 on hit or on block. It also lethal hits versus guard impact and reversal edge, so this isn't going to work. Taking on the powers of the boss version of Zasalamel Abyss in Soulcalibur 3 is amazing, and Soul Charge A plus B helps Zasalamel's Soul Charge to be potentially one of the strongest in the whole game. The only weakness of the move is how slow it is. If you're flowcharting from Soul Charge activation into A plus B, they can quite easily step out of it or even interrupt you with a launch, but you have strong counterplay to this. Usually what they'll throw out will be a long range vertical. The buffed version of Soul Charge 2-2-BBB is a great option. Once they're pulled into your face, you need some mix-ups. Here's the low. Soul Charge 1AB is a ridiculous low. It's fast, it goes under highs, it's a horizontal so it can't be stepped, and it's a natural low-high mid-string for high damage and plus 4 on hit. You can loop it into itself, or you can force them to guess for a scary mid, and if they block the final hit, it's safe. They're going to have to be incredibly sharp and make a seriously scary read to duck the first 2 hits and step out. I remember saying earlier that this video would be in no particular order, but it didn't feel right to not put Critical Edge at number 1. Zasalamel's Critical Edge is utterly ridiculous. It's a mid-break attack that's plus on block, gives a curse on block, and it also auto-GIs all hit levels and throws from 8 frames onwards. Its only very slight weaknesses is that it can be stepped, but only proactively, and the fact that sometimes you will but basically in most cases, if your opponent is pressing a button while you use your CE, it's going to land. A huge huge shout out to the Zasalamel god of the UK, Andy Rue, for all of the research that he's done on frame data and for helping me script this video. I'm going to leave his links in the description, please check him out, especially if you want to check out some high level Zasalamel footage. Shout outs to the rest of the Zasalamel Discord also, I'll leave a link to that too, come and join us. And most of all, I hope you all really enjoyed and learnt a lot from this video, my first guide of sorts on my main character, Zasalamel. Please like, comment and subscribe if you did enjoy it. I look forward to talking to you all. Thanks guys, I'll see you all soon.